Well, hello there. It is week 9, I think. Yeah, but I might be wrong about that. Let me check. Anyway, let's go in and see what Patrick's done this week. We picked up Aurora brand new in 2019 from the factory. The plan was to put our boat on a charter program to help with the costs in keeping her. But after a grounding in July 2020, she has been on the hard ever since. It's now 2021 and things are looking up as Aurora is going into the workshop to be made strong again. Join me as I follow the guys at Plastskador and montage and learn just how this type of repair is done by the professionals. Hello Patrick!
Hello!
How's life?
Good. You?
Yeah, not so bad.
Nice.
The last week in the workshop and I feel a little bit sad actually, you know, it's been nice working in here and talking to the guys and everything in Plastskador and seeing what projects they're working on, etc. But you can see now the keel is fully done, it's all on, it's been anti-fouled, well epoxied and anti-fouled on the keel here. So here's the work that Patrick's nicely done for me here, just shaping the bow there into a nicely symmetrical form again. And that'll just need to be sanded off and then epoxied a little bit and then anti-fouled on top, no big deal there. I've actually spent the weekend just polishing the prop up a little bit more. The engine service has now been done, so that's a 250-hour service on the Yanmar 57 that we've got on board here. And the reason that I'm paying for someone to do a service, in case you're wondering, is because the Yanmar comes with a 2-year warranty. I think it's a 3-year extended warranty if I'm not mistaken. And that means that I need to pay to get the engine serviced and get the logbook stamped and everything like that, which is fine. To be honest, at the moment I've got enough projects to deal with. It's nice just for someone else to just take care of the engine this year. Yeah, one thing that I was questioning actually here is that the anodes here, they've only been on for 1 season actually, and they're still looking in pretty okay shape. Worst case, I can actually change them in the water. It's not a big deal. You know, I can hold my breath for a pretty long time, or I can just use a little scuba tank or something. But I think these are gonna last a year more. On the other hand, I know that this year we're going to be putting a hell of a lot of power onto the boat, especially if we're going to be living on her for a few months this year. The more power that goes onto the boat, the more the anodes get chewed up with the galvanic corrosion that happens. So I may just replace these myself anyway. I'll see. This anode though, for some reason it's not really touching it, so I might just check whether that's working properly. You can see that there is some corrosion there, but it's not as much as I expected. So yeah, I'm just going to double check the rudder stock there and double check that this anode is really connected to everything that it should be. Let's go upstairs, I'll show you what's going on. Well, up here the table is back in place. There was some modification to do because the grid has obviously come up a little bit higher on the back part here. So Patrick needed to do some modifications down at the base there just to take the front of the table a bit higher, just with some fiberglass there, and you know, just make it so that it fits well and it's really solid as well. There's still some screws to put in at the bottom of the front there, but yeah, it's coming along really nicely. As you can see, I no longer have to climb around a grid trying to get around the boat here. The floor is all down. Of course, a lot of the screws need to be replaced here. Basically because a lot of the screws were bent. When you got that hull flex, especially when it was lifted out of the water, all the screws were bending in the floorboards when they were basically coming together. There's actually some warranty work to be done here. When they fitted the toilet, it wasn't quite fitted flush there, so yeah, it just needed to be made okay there. There's a hole that needs to be filled in here with Gelcoat. Something I need to do is fit a shower holder there. Some of you may disagree with that, but I like the shower to be held while I'm showering it. It's just something that I like. Over here as well, I noticed that the Gobius system here, which is measuring the amount of crap in there, It's only got one sensor on the top there, so I'm debating whether to put 2 extra sensors towards the bottom, so that all of these lights will become available. Right now, the red light only goes off when it reaches this top sensor here, which I guess is around. It looks like it's just over 3/4 of the way up, but yeah, it's probably just an unnecessary expense, to be honest. And I probably won't bother buying the other 2. It's around about 100 euros, so yeah, I need to save some money sometimes as well. There's just some work going on to this top window on here as well, because when it came from the factory, one of these, this hinge actually snapped. And we know why now, is because the hinge actually got stuck in here, and somebody forced the window open, I guess, at the factory or something like that, and it's just snapped off the window. Lumar have been kind enough actually to send 2 new windows to be fitted either side of the companionway there. And they've upgraded them as well. So the problem that we were having before was that with the version 1 of these windows, there was a lot of standing water sitting down here, and every time you opened the window, all the standing water came down through the hatch there. So the new upgraded version should prevent that, and they've sent 2 new windows as well, so that both windows are the same on each side. It took them a long time, but they got there in the end, and Patrick's nicely sorting that out for me. Good morning, today is Friday. It's a little bit different today because I've taken the day off and I'm going to be working the whole day with Patrick, so I'm going to be learning a lot of things today. I'm quite excited about it. Let's go and check it out and see what he's doing. Patrick is in here now and he's putting on these covers for me. In here with some, first of all he started off with some a glue gun in there just to fix it in place, and then he's put it up with the glue gun there, and then he's going to Sikaflex it all the way down. Really didn't think about using the glue gun there, but it's a clever idea, dude.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's too tight to here.
It's too tight? Yeah, I've spent many hours there, man. It's not my favourite place down there. So the reason why I took those covers off was to fit some pad eyes actually, so I can get some aluminium under the deck there. And I might do a video on the pad eye installation later on, we'll see. Patrick's doing a great job in the aft cabin there. He was a bit afraid of me filming him because he thought he might mess up if I had the camera on him, but he's doing great, to be honest. And the trick is, well, I've just learned from Patrick actually, the trick is with Sikaflex is to avoid it from sticking all over your fingers and getting into a real mess. You can just use soapy water and actually it'll just come straight off your fingers and you can work with it much easier. So I wish I would have known that when we were doing the solar panel, but yeah, great tips and tricks from the experts here. So we're just going to do this hole for the forward scan now, and I've made sure as much as I can that the boat's level, but you know, we'll see. But basically the boat needs to be really level because this forward scan sonar is very sensitive to movement actually. If you get the angle slightly wrong, it'll amplify as it goes further forward. We drilled the pilot hole, and now we're just going to go ahead and drill the big hole. So I hate drilling holes in the boat, I really do. It's a horrible thing to do. Run in, man. Nice. Big hole in the bottom of the boat. Oh, almost a big hole. Kind of. There we go. Actually guys, this is quite interesting to see because when we've drilled the hole out for this forward scan sensor I'm putting in there, you can see the difference in the thickness of the hull actually, and I thought it was 10 millimeters all the way around, but there's definitely some fiberglass gone on the top here, and this is probably close to what Patrick has done at the back as well. This is a hole, around this hole is not somewhere where Patrick's repaired, so this is the original Hansa hull thickness, and it's reassuring to know that some parts of this hull are definitely a lot thicker, that's for sure. So the jack stands made some marks on the bottom of the boat from the previous year, so it was time to do some touch-ups. The reason why the jack stand sometimes takes the paint away is because when the paint's newly painted on, it's still soft, so when you're moving the jack stands around, it can take away the new paint. Once the paint's been on a few days, it's usually a lot harder and the problem doesn't happen. So we're just doing some gel coat repairs now. Patrick's teaching me how to do this, both filling the holes and then putting the gel coat on top. And right now we actually got some gel coat from Hansa, so it's probably the easiest, so we don't have to go through the matching process. And we're just testing the color on a big piece as well. And when you're matching the color of gel coat, it's quite good to put it on a large surface so you can see whether the color is really matching or not compared to the surrounding areas. It looks good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty...
Sure.
So the first step is to sand the surrounding area with something like 320 grit so you get a good key into the surface. And then take the actual repair area with 80 grit so you get a really good key into the surface of the middle. So now Patrick's mixing up the gel coat with the glass fibre compound or filler, ready to go in the holes. There goes the hardener. So this damage we're repairing now actually happened on one of the charters before, where I think someone's just tried to pull chain directly over the bathing platform there, destroying all the gel coat on the edge. So Patrick's nicely teaching me how to repair all this now, and it's going to look as good as new again, I'm sure. No pressure, Patrick, all right? No pressure.
No pressure.
This repair here was actually a defect from the factory. It was a big bubble in the gel coat, which unfortunately we didn't see on the handover, but nevertheless it's still got to be taken care of. So you only need a tiny bit of wax in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like it's well on there now. Yeah. There we go. Thanks, Patrick. It's one of the final jobs. We're almost there now. Just one more day. Good morning. Today is another day and my eyes are definitely not used to this bright sun. The spring is definitely coming. It's going to be 15 degrees today, so yeah, everybody's looking forward to boating and you can see the marina starting to come to life again. But yeah, it is so beautiful out today, like I say. And today is a beautiful day for another reason as well. Aurora's last day in the workshop. So guys, I'm still waiting for the through holes to come in, but they're stuck in customs at the moment, so maybe they'll come in over the next week, but I'll just fit them over the next month or so. But I've just gone ahead and layered the inside of the hole with epoxy, all of them actually, just to seal that fiberglass in there. Well, it's another one of those times that I've got to drill holes in the boat. It always gives you a tight stomach when you do it, you know. Measure twice, drill once. Let's see where we've gone on the other side. I've just installed this through hull as well, an 1.5" through hull, so that's going to be for the new bilge pump. I just filled this up with Sikaflex here, so it should be nice and sealed and tight on the other side as well. Let's go and have a look upstairs. And you can see down here in the stern locker, I've gone ahead and installed that through hull there with a 90-degree bend. And then we've got the pipe in there as well, which has a nice U-bend on the top there to prevent any siphon back into the bottom of the bilge. I think one of you mentioned to put a check valve in near the bilge pump as well, and the bilge pump itself is integrated with a check valve, so there's no need to put an extra one there. If you put an extra check valve or a one-way valve in the system, it actually limits the flow of the bilge pump, so I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible to get the most flow possible out of the unit. But yeah, we're almost ready to go. Now what might happen, because the boat's been in the slings during the repair, the floor might move a little bit, so we've got to pay a little bit of attention to all the screws that have got into the gone into the floorboards there, but that's a minor concern. We'll have a little look at those when it comes out of the slings and we'll see how it goes. Pretty much ready now. We just need to do a little bit of cleaning around here, and I still need to do some projects and finish off the bilge pump, but all of that can be done over the next few weeks before launch day. We've got a hell of a lot to do before that time, so yeah, I'm just really looking forward to getting Aurora out into the sun again, out into the open world. So right now we're just mixing some epoxy up so we can get this flange, or this through hull, through the hole there, and we can get that fixed in and ready to go. So that's one more job off the list. Of course someone's banging while I start making a video, right? It's important here to make sure that this is perfectly level. It's over 60 centimeters away from this transducer also, and you want it as far forward on the boat as you can, but the most practical far forward position on this boat is actually here. It's I don't know, about 50 centimeters in front of the keel, so it's going to work nicely, I think. Let's get on with it. Tell me if I'm burning you.
Oh no, yes.
You can value your fingers, right?
Already burned.
It's another awesome job done by Chris and Patrick, and some little bits of Patrick, you know, mostly Chris. It's quite the opposite actually, just to let you know. She's actually going out of the workshop, guys. It's a very, very exciting moment. I've just been running around making the final preparations, but she's actually going out to the sun again. It's the first time she's seen the sun in over 10 weeks, or maybe more due to the winter. nervous, Patrick. He's not nervous, he's a cool as ice, is Patrick. So good to see Aurora supporting her own weight on her own keel again. Well guys, we haven't splashed yet, as you can see, but she's back on the hard. Patrick's just followed me out as well, just to make sure everything's gone okay and everything. And yeah, ready to do the final projects before we get her rigged up and in the water, or in the water and rigged up rather. And back to sailing again. Anyway, thanks for joining this week. Give us a like if you liked the video, and see you next time. Thanks very much guys for following this series. It's been awesome sharing this project with you, and Aurora is going to be a great boat again. And see you guys. Thanks again. Bye now. Well, it's out with my boat and in with another. Patrick's a busy man. So guys, this is the sound of a boat that really needs repair here, and you can actually hear the delamination in it. Patrick, do you want to? Yeah, you can actually hear it rattling almost, and there's the bulkhead back there, but I don't know how well that's going to sound on camera, but you can really tell that this needs a good going over, so that's what Patrick's good at. Anyway. Once again, a big thank you to Plastskador and Montage and all of the guys working there. They have been so helpful with everything, and I'm so grateful for that. Especially to Patrick with all the film work he's done. I think there will be a few more technical videos before the season starts. Until then, thanks for watching guys and supporting us through this difficult time. Take care out there.